Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan again from CryptoCamacho.com, where each day I teach you how to make more money in cryptocurrency. Today, guys, I have something really exciting, pretty unique that I want to review with you. I haven't really looked at anything like this before. I have considered, running my own ICO, launching my own ICO. I have a number of ideas around some of the things that I've talked about on this video or on the show on my channel. There's a number of things that I've talked about, but I haven't actually, gotten into building out an ICO and actually, building it out. And so while searching for how to actually put together an ICO and how to kind of do the end-to-end process, writing a white paper, standing up a website, promoting it, kind of doing everything needed to actually launch an ICO, I actually stumbled across a pretty interesting website, a pretty interesting service that I'm looking at a little bit harder now. Starting to look at what other ICOs are using this service, and just wanted to let you guys know about it as well so that it might be useful for you, for anybody out there who's trying to launch their own ICO, and for anybody that's trying to get discounted ICOs. I think there's actually a pretty unique twist on what this company is doing. So let's take a quick look, guys, over at ICObox.io. If you go to ICObox.io, you're going to see that what this is, it's a service that this company is actually promoting, and the service is really to help people or companies launch their own ICO, right? 2 weeks for preparation, 1 month for PR campaign. So this is essentially to help launch and promote a new ICO, right? So this company is doing that now, and they have a couple of ICOs that they're featuring here that you could actually go and invest in. The thing that's intriguing to me, there's kind of twofold here. One, that you can hire a company like this to launch your own ICO, right? If you have an idea, you've been toying around with an idea for a while, you don't quite know how to get it off the ground, you don't know quite how to write the white paper or to promote it or really to put the whole package together, something like ICObox.io is perfect for you guys. And so let's take a quick look on how this works, okay? ICObox is the first and biggest new generation blockchain growth promoter and business facilitator for companies seeking to sell their products via ICO crowd sales. Let's kind of scroll down. Like I said, there's some of the ICOs, and we could look at those in a second. But how does it work, right? So they really put together a solution to launch an ICO, anything from a technology solution, legal solution, business consulting, and marketing consulting, so promoting the ICO as well. And then any kind of additions that you'd want to add to that. So let's dig in and see what this is, right? So the basic package to launch your own ICO, to have help from this company to launch this ICO, is really, a number of things, right? So there's the technology aspect, right? How do you set up a proper wallet? How do you set up a proper wallet so that you can actually receive and send tokens to people that may want to invest in your ICO, right? It needs to be an ERC-20 Universal Standard wallet. They'll help you get that all set up completely. They'll help you set up a smart contract management system so that you can actually start doing business using the token and the blockchain that you've actually created. Then you got a number of other things that you can do, right? You can customize the technology. You can customize the type of payments you want to accept. If you want to accept Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or whatever you want to accept to fund your ICO, you could choose that as well. They'll build out a website for you to help you promote it as well. And they'll build out a number of things, a referral program, a number of different things that you could do. And if you don't need the entire package, you could buy a standalone package, right? If you want legal consulting, if you want a standalone technology package so they can actually set up the ICO for you, they do that as well, right? And so the reason I think this is really interesting, and I'll get into the team in just a second here, but the reason I think this is really interesting is because there's a lot of folks out there that would be interested in launching an ICO, but they don't simply know how to do it. And a company like ICObox will help you do exactly that, right? So let's jump down and take a quick look at the team. It's actually a pretty extensive team. I would imagine it is a big team for a project this big. You could go ahead and look through all the LinkedIn profiles here. But Nick Yevdokimov is the founder, and he's a blockchain hustler, but he's really the founder and the brainchild behind this. And you could take a look at his LinkedIn and look through it, but the team is very big. They have, a number of technical developers for smart contracts, for blockchain, for the technology side. Then they have a number of legal counselors, right, on the legal side and on the marketing side to really bring the whole ICO together. So you have you have to build the ICO out from a technology standpoint. How do you build the blockchain? How do you, create the smart contract management software? How do you accept payments to actually fund your ICO? How do you pay out the tokens when you're done with the ICO? How do you actually stand up a token? These guys can help you with all of that, right? So now let's go down, and there's one other thing I wanted to show you, which makes this really, really interesting, and it's the store. So if we click on ICObox.io and then you click on the store here, let me just jump in here and show you what this is. So this is super interesting, and it looks like it's relatively new, but it's very, very interesting what they're trying to do here. And let's just read it. ICO Box Store, a marketplace offering tokens at discounts up to 75%, new deals every week. It's almost like they're trying to build a Groupon type of marketplace for ICOs, right? I mean, there are new ICOs popping up all over the place, right? I mean, all over the place. If you go to like CoinGecko.com, ICO Alert, there's a number of places you can find ICOs, but probably hundreds are popping up every week, every month, right? There's new ICOs popping up all over the place. And sometimes it's hard to get in on them. Sometimes it's hard to find the right ones. Sometimes it's hard to get in when they're down, and they're cheap. Sometimes, they sell out so quickly that you can't get into them, or you can't invest enough money that you want to because there's a cap on how much you can invest. So what these guys are trying to do with ICO Box Store is they're trying to actually bring ICOs to the public, to individual investors, to smaller time investors like you, to actually get in early on the ICOs, right? And get a discount on them before they actually go pre-sale and before they actually launch. So it makes perfect sense what they're actually trying to do, right? Because what they're doing is they're offering ICO, initial coin offering, consulting services, right? To actually help companies build out a package to build out an ICO from a legal standpoint, a marketing standpoint, from a technology standpoint. They're helping companies do this. And so it would only make sense that the companies that they're working with, they then go ahead and promote the ICOs that they've actually set up for the company. This looks like it's one way to do that, to promote the ICOs that they're helping set up. And here's two examples of doing it. And so it's kind of a win-win on both sides, right? It's a win for the people setting up their ICOs because they could promote it to the public and make people more aware of it, offer discounts to early adopters. And it's a win-win for this company, for ICO Box, right? Because they can then promote these ICOs as well and, offer that as a service to their clientele. So it's their marketing service, right? So let's dig in and look at these two ICOs that they're offering right now, and let's just see what they are. I'm going to keep an eye on this marketplace. Again, it looks like it's relatively new, but I can envision this, if they actually build this out and you can pick and choose what ICOs you want to participate in, and you could get in at like a 75% discount, that's really cool, right? It reminds me of kind of like an AppSumo. If you've ever seen AppSumo, it's where you go and you could buy software as a service packages at very, very, very discounted prices, right? You guys may have seen that appsumo.com. You can check it out. This is a very similar type of offering or type of service, but it's strictly for ICOs, that are in early stage, right? That haven't actually launched yet. So you can get in on the ground floor before they actually launch. So let's jump into these two specific ICOs just to give you a little bit of context around what they do. Connectus is a blockchain-based SaaS solution for existing e-commerce and digital marketplaces, right? And we could go over to their website, and you can look at that. But real quick, let's just look at this. So the ICO start date was the 19th. It ends January 19th with a symbol of CNT. The type is a utility. You could look at their white paper, of course, which we could look at here in just a moment. But Connectus is a blockchain as a service, which is pretty cool, right? Blockchain as a service that can be easily integrated in any existing e-commerce. The main goal of the project is to help all these e-commerce stores to save money that they lose on fraud transactions. So now people are trying to actually build out blockchain as a service, and this ICO is doing exactly that, right? There's a number of fraud prevention services that are probably available to bigger companies, but not necessarily available to individuals, right? It looks like what Connectus is trying to do is they're trying to make those services available to any e-commerce shop, to anybody that actually sells on the internet, right? Through an e-commerce shop, they can tap into this and they could then get fraud prevention services based on the blockchain and based on what this company Connectus is doing, right? So that's pretty interesting. Here's their roadmap. I won't go through this whole roadmap, of course, but then again, here's the team, advisors. You could check it out a little bit more. David Drake, his name has come up before, but it looks like and here's their website. Again, you could read through this a bit more. But it does look like you could participate in the ICO for another 27 days. I want to see if there's a hard cap anywhere here. Okay, yes, there's a 31 million hard cap on here. One CNT is worth $1 to start off with. So that's if you buy directly through their website, right? One CNT is $1. You could do that way, or you can go back to ICO Box and you can participate this way, and you can actually save, I think it was 30%. I'll have to check out in just a sec. Here, we'll look here. in just a sec. Tokens are going to be released, $31 million token hard cap, like I mentioned. Let's go back and see what the actual discount is. Okay, so the actual discount is 75% if you use ICO Box Store itself, right? So if you use the Connectius website, you're paying $1 for a CNT. If you use ICO Box, you're actually paying 25 cents for a token, right? So I can see how this is very attractive, right? People that may be interested in something like Connectius, they may be like, I want to invest in this, but they may not have an option to get a discounted price for the tokens. But using ICO Box Store, they can actually get a discount, right? This is pretty cool, and it's something I'm going to watch, right? I don't know what type of ICOs they're going to put in this store, whether they're junk ICOs or they're very, very good ICOs. I don't really know. That's why I'm going to keep a watch on it, but it's very interesting, like how they're doing this. They're approaching it kind of like a Groupon type of sales site for ICOs, which I think is kind of fascinating, right? So let's look at the other one, INS ecosystem, the grocery industry reinvented, right? Let's check that out real quick. Okay, so for non-U.S. residents only, unfortunately, only non-U.S. residents can participate in this one. This one looks like it was a 30, let's see, I think it was a 30% discount. Yep, 33% discount on this one. So let's look at the details here. Okay, so, all right, so what is INS platform? INS ecosystem, grocery industry. It looks like they're reinventing the grocery industry. The INS platform is a decentralized marketplace that allows manufacturers to join, publish their products for sale, carry out promotion and loyalty campaigns, and get feedback from consumers. It enables consumers to order those products and facilitates the order fulfillment process, right? I recommend you watch this video. I'm not going to play it right now. But here's kind of what they do, right? So INS token creation, the token launch to fund development and expansion, establishment of a decentralized, fair, and secure model for order execution, development of smart contracts to run under order payment and fulfillment services. So this really looks like for the grocery industry, they're going to be helping them with fulfillment services and order payment, right, to expand grocery operations, to allow really any grocery store to tap into this type of service, right? Also to develop active marketing campaigns and regulatory services as well. Let's look at the roadmap here. I won't get into that too deep. Here again is just the team that's involved in this. Again, I won't go through that in too much detail. Let's check out. So now I actually want to see, here it is. Okay, the website. I'm curious to look at their website and to look at what this ICO actually is. So Token Sale Live, the grocery industry reinvented, first global decentralized ecosystem directly connecting grocery manufacturers and consumers. So it looks like what INS platform is you're actually connecting consumers with manufacturers so that they could buy groceries directly from the grocery manufacturers versus like a Safeway or a traditional grocery outlet, right? Like a Whole Foods or something like that. Looks like they're trying to disrupt that industry. And wow, they're already 95.8% complete with their token sale. They've raised 60,000 Ethereum coins. I'm sorry. There's a hard cap at 60,000 Ethereum coins, and they're already 95.8% of the way there. If you buy through the website here, it looks like you're paying what you're paying for the token. And if you're buying through ICO Box, this is a pretty interesting one. If you're buying through ICO Box, you're going to get a 33% discount. So this is how really INS works. Directly connects grocery manufacturers and consumers, overcomes retail domination, offers a variety of smart contracts to facilitate operations, and uses the INS token as a means of consumer loyalty program reward. So very interesting how they're trying to disrupt the grocery industry to allow customers to purchase direct from manufacturers rather than traditional retail outlets or retail grocery stores, right? So this is very, very interesting. A lot of brands are joining onto this. This looks like a very, very well-established ICO. Again, for things like this, very, very interesting that you can buy something like this through ICO Box. I think it's a phenomenal idea. And actually, now that I'm looking through this ICO, I'm gonna have to read through it a little bit more. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing on this video, but the main point is that you can buy this ICO through ICO Box Store and get a 33% discount on these tokens. So very, very, very cool, way that they're using this technology, and it's a natural progression from what this website is doing. Anyways, right? So guys, I think this is a pretty interesting service to say the least, right? And typically it seems like these type of sales on ICOs are reserved for hedge funds or really for funds that are much larger than an individual can typically afford. And the reason that these guys can do this is because they're already working with ICOs, right? They're already setting up ICOs and setting up marketing packages for ICOs. So they're enabling the public to tap into these bigger discounts because they can do it at scale, right? If enough people come here and participate in this sale through the ICO box store, they can offer these deeper discounts because they're doing it in bulk, in mass, right? Like a big fund would do as well. And so they're basically kind of turning that traditional model on its head of big institutional investors getting in early, getting a discount on tokens. They're turning that on its head and saying, hey, the public can actually buy these at a discount because we have such a high volume that it's really similar or the same thing as a huge institution investor coming through and investing a large amount of money, right? So I'll be definitely watching this for quite some time. And I think what's going to happen is because they're going to be listing these on their store, and because they're going through and setting up ICOs for a variety of clientele, they're going to go through and screen and have a selection process of who actually gets in on this particular store. And you're only going to find high quality ICOs. You're not going to find like mom and pop shop type of ICOs, right? You're going to find well established, well documented, well organized, well funded, and extensive teams that are starting ICOs on ICO Box Store, right? You're not going to find these kind of startups with just like a one-page white paper. These are established things that you can actually, invest in and get a good discount on. So I'm definitely going to be watching this. I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that as well. One other thing, let's jump over, is some media stories. I did Google this a little bit just to see what stories I could find. I did find a few on News BTC. I found, a review, ICO Box launches a token store. And this basically just goes through what ICO Box is, what I've just said. But let's see what the founder of ICO Box says here. We wanted to dramatically expand the token holder community's access to high quality tokens, says founder Yevdikov, ICO Box co-founder. We will be conducting an even more in-depth selection of ICO projects to be admitted to our store, looking at, among other things, whether their ICO is progressing smoothly and is positioned to accomplish their stated financial goals. For instance, having already reached soft cap goals, and whether they use escrow services in which funds are kept for no less than 2 months pending ICO completion. We are offering the token holder community increased peace of mind and curated choices, right? So not only are they offering discounts through ICO Box Store, but they're actually guaranteeing or making sure that people that participate in these ICOs are comfortable with the process, they get their tokens in time, and they don't have to kind of do all of it on their own, right? Typically, when you participate in an ICO, you have to set up a wallet. You have to transfer coins back and forth between that wallet and somebody else's wallet, the ICO coins wallet. You have to make sure that the new ICO coins are transferred back to your wallet. You need to do that with an ERC-20 wallet. There's just different types of things you need to be aware of, and not everybody is aware of that. So ICO Box Store is trying to help folks, get more comfortable with that and doing the hard work, the hard lifting for them, right? Lastly, there's one other story that I saw while Googling on Bitcoinist, right? And it's basically, okay, so ICO Box, the world's biggest provider of SaaS ICO solutions, is about to add an exciting new innovation to its already impressive list of services. This week of December 18th, it will unveil its token store. The token store will be a marketplace that sells tokens of interesting ICO projects to participants at a 30 to 75% discount. There will be no upper or lower limits on the number of tokens that can be acquired by users, right? Aside from the hard caps, right? There are definitely always hard caps on pretty much every ICO out there. So aside from that, there will be no limits on how much you can actually buy of all these ICOs. So one more thing, your one-stop token shop. Those who wish to use the token store will have to register using their ICO's token ID on the token store secure platform. Once they register, they can deposit cryptocurrencies on their accounts. And you can use Bitcoin, you can use Ethereum, you can use other tokens as well. Participants will be able to withdraw the tokens from the platform subject to KYC verification. This is a standard legal requirement that involves the user giving his full legal name, address, copy, blah, blah, blah. So in order to participate in these ICOs, you go to ICO Box, you register, you register for an account, then you could purchase through their platform, and they kind of handle all the legwork or all the hard work to get you set up for for whatever ICO you want to actually participate in. I won't go through this again in too much detail. One thing I do want to read about ICO Box. ICO Box was established in July 2017 with the goal of providing SaaS and turnkey ICO services to blockchain-based projects. That soon thereafter, ICO Box conducted its own ICO and collected 4,000 BTC. Ever since, the project has been organizing ICOs, and to date, its clients have collected over $200 million which they will spend to bring their state-of-the-art products and services to market. All right, guys, so that's really what I wanted to cover in this video. Again, it's ICO Box Store. It's store.icobox.io. You can go check it out. I would at least watch this one, if not participate in it directly, because I think this has a lot of potential. Right now, there's only 2 ICOs on here. Definitely INS ecosystem I would check out. Looks very, very intriguing to me, at least. Same with Connectius, but I'm more interested in the INS ecosystem project. Keep an eye on this. This is going to be populating, and more ICOs are going to be popping up on this. So just another way that you can get discounted ICOs and get in early on some of these ICOs. It may not be for everybody, right? But I think a lot of people are going to benefit from this, getting in at much lower prices than they would traditionally get in if they just went directly to an ICO website and bought directly off of that website. So again, just one to look at, one way that you can make a little bit more money with your cryptocurrency investing. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. I'm going to go back over here. Oh, let's see here. That's it, guys. Hopefully you found this episode useful. I'd love to know your thoughts about ICO Box. If you've seen anything else like this before, I'd love to know what it is. I'd like to check it out as well and see if there's any alternatives to ICO Box. I'm intrigued by the idea. I've actually set up Groupon sites in the past, and so not for ICOs, but Groupon's type of sites for products in the past. I've been very successful at that. These guys are doing it for ICOs, doing like a Groupon type of site for ICOs, which I think is a very intriguing concept. I'll be following it. Again, I'm Dan from CryptoCamacho.com. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll get daily updates on how to make more money in cryptocurrency. Hopefully you found this useful, guys, and I will talk to you later. See ya.